water meter's here. You won't need to mess with that. Right here, which I'm covering it up, sorry.
No, you're fine.
That is a handle, righty-tighty. It'll shut off all the water to your property. You don't need a special tool, so righty-tighty. This in here, they got it covered. There's probably nothing to see. That's the pressure regulator valve. And then the blue handle over there is just a shut off for the sprinkler system.
Okay.
Here we go. Electric meter here. Here's the main power box, and then there's a sub panel in the garage. This shuts off all power, and then that matches there. So sub feed, that goes to the panel in the garage. Range is your stove oven combo. So if the oven ever just totally shuts off, you got to kick it back on here. Air conditioner. A lot of times I see furnace, like one's for regular heat, one's for emergency heat. I don't understand why they put spare on there. I don't know. I think it's furnace, but I'm not an expert on that. And then ground wire is right here. So once the landscaping's in, this wire will still be here. And you can actually see right now, there's the metal it attaches to. Any place in the yard you have these green caps, don't let the grass grow over it. And then they pre-wire your house for internet and stuff, and so whoever you get for your server, they should use these wires and then put a box over it. And then the other stuff on this side, because you have a sprinkler system, this is a backflow. This black part is insulated. This is not. So if we dip below freezing, y'all need to protect this. And then the other thing,
Do they give the covers anymore? To the insulated covers? Does that come? Okay,
yeah,
it doesn't come automatically.
And then that little spout up there, that's the secondary drain for the air conditioner. The primary drain, I believe, goes into the laundry room where the washing machine is. The white PVC here and further out that's sticking out are both for sewer clean out. That was really hard to see because it's trash. This just covers wires for the sprinkler system, so don't need to protect that. I call this a faucet, some people call it a spigot, but you have two. You got this one and the one out back. Protect it when we freeze. And then on this side, above the condenser, which it may not show up in the video, there's a rain sensor, so it'll, like if it's raining and your sprinklers are supposed to be going off, that'll shut them off. 3 places that y'all have outside outlets. Come on, open up. This one, and then front porch and back porch. These are going to be labeled house, GFCI. On the sub panel in the garage, house, GFCI. All the outlets are GFCI, the ground fault circuit interrupter. This is a breaker just for the condenser. And then these 2 pipes have nothing to do with the AC. Those are both for the water heater. Once we get in the garage, I'll show those. Sprinkler system, YouTube is your friend on this stuff. Landscaping's not in yet. They haven't programmed this. This will have stuff written on it, like for their zones. That talks to the water, the rain sensor. I'm trying to talk fast and I screw up. And then water heater. Since we have hard water, once a year, shut off the power to it. There's the breaker box over there. Shut off the power. And then you hook up a garden hose to this, run it out, and there's a little slit here, perfect for a flathead screwdriver. Lefty-loosey, let the water run for a little bit, only just a couple minutes. Once the water starts running clear, there's no gunk coming out. The gunk normally is just like white, like it's like sand or something, but it's that mineral stuff that's built up. But once that's through coming out, righty-tighty, shut it off. But don't kick the power back on for like an hour. So you want to give this time to get water back into it. And that back, black pool noodle, there's a red handle that's a shut off, cutting off water from here to the house in case there's an issue. This is a expansion tank, so pressure builds up. You go up there, if it's still too much pressure, go shh. It'll go out the skinnier pipe out by the condenser. If this has a leak, it'll go in there and then out back by the condenser, the one that has a larger circumference. So this matches up here. There's the water heater that we would shut off before we drain the water heater, and then we'll wait at least an hour before we kick it back on. All these that are purple are GFCI, that ground fault circuit interrupter. So if they're used to seeing the little thingies on outlets, only one, and it's in the bathrooms, because all the others really are these purples. So those outlets that are on the outside of the house are house GFCI. So if it's trips, it's gonna look like that. Any ones that trip will look like that. Fix it, and then the bathroom, see, it says GFCI, but it's not purple. There's one place in the house that has the and it's gonna be in the hall bathroom. So both bathrooms, their electric outlets are connected to each other. So 3 things up here. This pipe right here, the one that the little red handle's near it, every month pour vinegar in that one. That should keep your primary drain from clogging up. And so vinegar in there. Every 3 months, okay, I open this like an oven. I kind of lift that slightly, and then this is the filter that needs to be replaced every 3 months, and I'll write that on the paperwork. But that one needs to be totally taken out and a new one put in, and that arrow needs to always point this direction. And my third thing up here, nope, get it in the right way. It's a fresh air filter. So you have a vent that's gonna pull in fresh air from outside, and it's gonna pull it through here. So if y'all have issues with ragweed, cedar fever, this is the one that really needs to be cleaned. There's a sticker here that says before you service it, unplug it. Where's my plug? Behind me. Unplug it. It says to rinse it. Some people cheat and use an air compressor and blow it out. If you're coming up every month to do the vinegar and you'll have allergies, I would clean this every month. But this is to rinse it. It doesn't say to let it dry before you put it back in, but I would let it dry. This one, it doesn't really matter which way it goes back in. Whereas that other one, that filter, it does matter. And your timer's set on 23. I'm gonna lower it to 6. It was set for 23 minutes out of an hour to pull in fresh air. So if it's really hot outside, it's 100 degrees, and you have your AC set on 70, that's 30 degrees. So this is having to try to change up a lot, but they can research that. The white fluffy stuff is insulation. All right, that's my 3 things up here. All right, so inside, like once a year, like on the annual date of when you close, clean out the dryer vent. This one goes up and out, because I don't think unless we're on an exterior wall, it's gonna either go all the way up through the ceiling. If this is an exterior wall, it may go kind of out there, but still clean that out. This right here is the primary drain for the air conditioner. So after you pour vinegar in that primary drain up there, you'll smell it in here because it's gonna go there. If washer and dryer is not part of your deal, this you're gonna pop out. Your washer will drain there. Dryer is a 4-prong. This is a clean out similar to that PVC pipe that was outside. And then my other things inside to tell you. You got smoke detectors. About 2 of them will be smoke and carbon monoxide. So once a year, replace those batteries.
And then information about
this is Safe Haven. So this wire, once y'all move in and you get your internet, then Safe Haven will come install the little panel here, and they'll also deal with the doorbell camera. I don't know what else they do for the basic package, but Horton will pay for that basic package for you for 3 years. Like basically they're paying for it since they're buying the house, but that panel will go here. So we don't need to mark this with green tape because it'll go there. But the thermostat, if you don't touch it, it'll give you the temperature and humidity. Once I touch it, you can mess with the mode, take it off, cool, no, it don't ever. Off, emergency heat, which is what you want to use if we're below freezing outside, and then you have regular heat. But pretty much 11 months out of the year we have air conditioning running. All right, what's my other thing inside? The floors, these are vinyl. They're a floating floor, they're not glued down. The walls, this is a flat paint, so if it gets dirty, best bet is just to paint back over it. But all the paint is Sherwin-Williams, and they have all 4 colors: the wall, the trim, and the 2 exterior colors. So even if it's, as long as Sherwin-Williams is in business, all they have to do is give them the address, and they have the colors. And I think Horton will give like a voucher or a gift card for a gallon of paint, even though there's some paint left over here.